Winds in the east, there's a mist coming in, like something is brewing and about to begin. Can't put me finger on what lies in store, but I feel what's to happen or happened before. A father, a mother, a daughter, a son. The threads of their lives are all raveling undone. Something is needed to twist them as tight as the string you might use when you're flying a kite. Chim chimani, chim chim cheree, chim charoo.
Hurry up, Jane, let's run!
Come back here, little blighters! You have to do your lessons!
I can't do my lessons if I'm flying a kite. And you can't make us, you're only our nanny.
Ow!
Come here! Come along home!
Morning, Miss Lot. And how's little Willoughby today?
Oh, very well. Thank you, Bert. Willoughby.
By Jove! Is that the beauteous Miss Locke I see on the horizon?
Oh, Admiral.
Morning, Admiral.
Willoughby.
Dark clouds going through over number 17. Storm warning's overdue.
Of all London's byways, right off me cap, this one's the hardest to find on a map. Cherry tree line, as sweet as a song, but the nannies who come here, they don't stay for long. Chim chimani, chim chim cheree, chim charoo.
Nana, where are you going?
Those little beasts have run away from me for the last time.
And who gets stuck with the children with no nanny in the house? Me, that's who.
I've said my say, Mrs. Brill, and that's all I'll say. I'm done with this house forever.
Well, good riddance then, and mind you don't stumble on your way out.
Katie Nana, where are you going? Katie Nana!
Katie Nana's gone, and is it any wonder? Driven half demented by your children's pranks.
Do you really think I've made another blunder? What on earth am I to say to Mr. Banks? George, dear, I'm feeling so bereft, dear. Another nanny's left, dear. Every nanny goes, we're unlucky, I suppose.
We are never going to find a perfect nanny.
Nonsense! Precision and order, that's all that I ask. The running of a household, a straightforward task. Children, servants are all your domain, while I remain the sovereign of Cherry Tree Lane. Coat! The simple truth is you've been getting 6 nannies in the last 4 months, and they've all been unqualified disasters. A nanny should govern, a nanny should rule. A nanny is a paragon who suffers no fool. A nanny's a stalwart our children would gain by having such a nanny in Cherry Tree Lane. So take control of situations, show your authority when interviewing staff. They know their roles, know their stations. Efficiency and forethought cut the jobs in half. Briefcase.
I thought Katie Nana would be firm with the children. She always looks so cross.
Winifred, never confuse efficiency with the liver complaint. Umbrella.
If only we could find someone like your old nanny.
I'm afraid that's unrealistic, my dear. Few women alive could manage Miss Andrews' standards of efficiency. Besides, we can never afford someone of her caliber.
Precision and order, he wants nothing less. It's like an army barrack, yes, and we're in the mess. No wonder the nannies are driven insane. We're living in a madhouse in Cherry Tree Lane.
No, I do, George.
Very well. Then place an advertisement in the Times stating that Jane and Michael Banks require the best possible nanny at the lowest possible wage.
We'd better give them ours before they make another mistake.
I would stress that.
Father,
What's that you're holding, dear?
We've written our own advertisement.
What's on?
George, please, I think we should hear it.
Now, Winifred, none of your theatrics.
won't hurt to listen.
Wanted a nanny for 2 adorable children.
Adorable? Well, that's debatable, I must say.
If you want this choice position, have a cheery disposition, rosy cheeks, no warts.
That's the part I've written.
Play games, all sorts. You must be kind, you must be witty, very sweet and very pretty. Take us on outings, give us treats.
Sing songs, bring sweets. Never be cross or cruel. Never feed us castor oil or gruel. Blah.
Love us as a son and daughter.
And never smell a barley water. I put that bit in too.
If you won't scold and dominate us, we will never give you cause to hate us. We won't hide your spectacles so you can't see.
Put toads in your bed or pepper in your tea.
Hurry, Nanny, many thanks.
Sincerely,
Jane
and Michael
Banks.
All right, that's quite enough Tommy rots for one day. Now, would you please let me get to work?
Trying to help.
It won't help to make me late. Where's my hat?
George, dear.
Hat!
Hat. I thought you put it down here. Hat. I'm sure a bowler hat can't simply disappear.
You think we'll find a nanny who doesn't run away?
He's brushed it with boot polish.
Precision and order, that's all that I ask. The running of our household, a straightforward task. The children, the servants, are all your domain.
Whilst I remain the sovereign, mind you use the day well.
You remain the sovereign.
I shall be home at 6 o'clock sharp.
He remains the sovereign of Cherry Tree Land.
Good morning.
Yes?
I've come in answer to the advertisement.
What advertisement? We haven't placed any advertisement. Not yet.
George and Winifred Banks live here, do they not?
Yes, Mr. and Mrs. Banks live here.
And you are looking for a nanny.
Well, I suppose...
Very well, now let me see. Play games, all sorts, which I most certainly can. Take us on outings, bring us treats.
Michael, it's our advertisement.
Rosy cheeks and fairly pretty. There's no objection on that score, I hope.
None at all.
I'm glad to hear it.
But, take it up with Mrs. Banks. She manages all that side of things. Nothing domestic has anything to do with me. Oh, and don't forget the references.
I make it a rule never to give references.
But I thought it was usual.
A very old-fashioned idea to my mind. The best people never require them now.
I see. You'll have every third Thursday evening off from 5 until 9.
The best people give every second Wednesday off from 6 till 8, ma'am. And that is what I shall take.
Oh, well, it's all settled then?
As long as I'm satisfied, I'll see the children now, thank you.
Of course. You'll find the very nice children.
Leave me alone.
Now this is... oh.
Mary Poppins. Jane, don't stare. And close your mouth, Michael. We are not a codfish. Best foot forward. Spit spots.
Mrs. Brill, we have a new nanny.
She passed that interview then?
Or I did.
Thank you.
Get back here! Get back here!
Very tidy, I must say. Tidier than I was expecting. Who's responsible for that?
Mrs. Brill.
Me. I am. I like to keep things neat.
Do you indeed? Well, I look forward to making use of that. If there's one thing I appreciate, it's a child whose word I can depend on. Who's she when she's at home?
That's Valentine. She's mine.
From the look on her face, I'm not sure she'd agree with you.
She's just a doll, and I don't want to play with her now.
Treat her like that, she might not want to play with you. Now, first things first. I always say the proper place to hang a hat is on a hat stand.
There's nothing in it. We'd better keep an eye on this one. She's tricky.
Mary Poppins, how could you know what we wanted in a nanny when we made our list?
Your list? I'm not an item in the weekly shop, thank you very much.
How did you come then? It was as if the wind just blew you here.
It did. Now stand over there. Just as I thought. A noisy, mischievous, troublesome little boy.
You're making that up. A noisy, mischievous.
Now you. Thoughtless, short-tempered, and untidy.
I don't believe you.
By
Let
the
me
time
see.
the wind is blown, the weather vane around, I'll show you if I can. No matter what the circumstance, for one thing I'm renowned. My character is spit, sport, spick, and span.
What about your measurements, Mary Poppins?
I'm practically perfect in every way. Practically perfect, so people say. Each virtue virtually knows no bounds. Each trait is great and patently sound. I'm practically perfect from head to toe. If I had a fault, it would never dare to show. I'm so practically perfect in every way. Ah, lovely, both prim and proper and never too stern. Well educated, yet willing to learn. I'm clean and honest, my manner refined, and I wear shoes of the sensible kind. I suffer no nonsense while past I remain. There's nothing else I feel I need explain. I'm practically perfect in every way. Practically perfect, that's my forte. Uncanny nannies are hard to find. Unique yet make unspeakably kind. I'm practically perfect, not slightly soiled. Running like an engine that's just been freshly oiled. I'm so practically perfect in every way. Well, those are my credentials. Perhaps you have a few questions.
Not temperamental.
Never.
Not grouchy or gruff.
The very thought.
Will you stay tender when the going gets tough?
Quite the contrary.
Do you read stories without a big fuss?
Or have objections to play with us?
Oh, I do like games, but I choose them.
I don't like them.
Some minor improvements may not go amiss, but at all times you must remember this.
You're practically perfect in every way.
I guarantee.
Practically perfect. We hope you'll stay.
Each virtue virtually knows no bounds. Each trait is great
And patiently sound.
patently sound. Spitball. Jane Doll's house, please. I'll take my telescope, thank you.
But that's not fair.
I didn't say I was fair. I said I was practically perfect. And here's my aim. By the time I leave here, you both will be the same. You'll be practically perfect. Practically perfect. You will be practically perfect in every way. Best foot forward, spit spots.
Chim chimney, chim chimney, chim chim chiroo. I does what I likes and I likes what I do. Today I'm a screever, and as you can see, a screever's an artist of highest degree. And it's all me own work from me own memory.
Oh, lummy, not these again.
Come on, Mr. Potkeeper. It's just me pictures like it always is. There's no harm in them.
I'll be the judge of that. This is my park, and I say you're interfering with the public railing. I want to remove this. That is, you watch it. So just you watch it.
Stay right where you are. I know that silhouette anywhere. Mary Poppins!
It's nice to see you, Bert.
Well, I must say, you do look swell.
How does he know you? He can't know you. You've only just arrived.
I wasn't born 1 minute before I walked into your house, Michael Banks. Have you met these two, Bert?
I've seen them running about chasing a kite.
It isn't a real kite.
So, what are you up to?
Mary Poppins says it's a game. It's called a walk in the park.
Some game. I'd rather eat spinach.
Come on, Bert. You're due for a break. And you promised you'd take me out when we met again. Or have you forgotten?
Of course I ain't Mary, but...
Oh, dear, is that all you got? Oh, never mind. My treats. And no one's charging for the trees in the sky, now are they?
Mary Poppins, is he really coming with us?
Why shouldn't he?
Well, to start with, he's very dirty, isn't he? Father would never approve.
What's that?
You can't come with us. You're too dirty. And we don't want to go to the stinky park anyway.
Oh, yes, you do. Because when you walk with Mary Poppins, you go to places you've never dreamed of. And if she says it's a game, she's got something in mind. You can be certain of that.
That's a picture of the park, isn't it?
That's not the park. Not our park, anyway. Look, the trees are much brighter green and the sky's quite a different blue.
Oh, I think you'll find it's just the way I've drawn it. All that it takes is a spark. Then something as plain as a park becomes a wonderland. All you have to do is look anew, then you'll understand. Why, it's a jolly holiday with Mary. Mary makes your heart so light.
Oh, really?
When the day is grey and ordinary, Mary makes the sun shine bright.
You do talk nonsense,
Oh,
Bert.
happiness is blooming all around her. The daffodils are smiling at the dove.
I haven't the faintest idea
When
what...
Mary O'Jan, you feel so grand. Your heart starts beating like a big brass band.
You've enough brass for all of us.
Oh, it's a jolly holiday with Mary. No wonder that it's Mary that we love.
Boring, just like other nannies thinking. Parks are good for us. It's just statues, ducks, and grannies. I don't understand all the fuss.
to spite us.
We could lose so far alert.
Perhaps it's all a plot.
I'll tell you what. She seems so different, but I bet she's not. There is nothing to excite us in the park.
What was that?
You're quite wrong, you know.
What? Who are you?
Well, I'm Nelius. Surely you know that. You sat beneath me often enough. I've waited half a century to take a walk on a sunny day like this.
Ain't it a glorious day? Right as a morning in May.
I feel like I could fly.
Have you ever seen the grass so green or a bluer sky?
Bluer sky, oh, it's a jolly holiday with Mary. Better days I've never known.
You can ask the passing statuary.
Nothing's ever set in stone.
Morning, Mary. Morning, Constable.
You do look tip-top, if I say so.
Thank you, Bert.
And you may.
Each man out with his dog will stand agog to see a statue take a gentle jog. Oh, it's a jolly holiday with Mary. No wonder that it's Mary that we love.
It's a jolly holiday with you, but gentlemen like you are few. Though you're just a diamond in the rough, but underneath your blood is blue. You'd never think of pressing your advantage. Forbearance is the hallmark of your creed. A lady needn't feel when you are near. Your sweet gentility is crystal clear.
It's crystal clear.
Oh, it's a jolly holiday with you, but a jolly, jolly holiday with you.
Mary? Mary?
You've only got yourself to blame, but
Let's go for a jaunty saunter. We are bound to make a mark. Looks like all of us were born to take a promenade in the park. You feel so grand. Your heart starts beating like a big brass band. Oh, it's a jolly holiday with Mary. No wonder that it's Mary that we love. No wonder that it's Mary that we love.
Yes, but how?
Mary Poppins, of course.
How do you know Mary Poppins?
Well, she's an old friend of my father.
Your father? You're a statue. You can't have a father.
Well, if that's true, then why do I miss him so much?
Isn't he one of the other statues?
No, he lives far away from here.
Do you really miss him?
Well, wouldn't you if you hardly ever got to see your father?
I'd have to think about that.
That's it. That's what it was. What? The plinth. It's half empty.
You mean you've lost your marbles?
This is your fault, ain't it? I knew we'd have trouble as soon as you arrived. Now I've got a statue missing. What? Oh, Lummy.
Will we see you? Can we play with you again?
Well, of course. I'm not going anywhere.
Then we'll see you soon. Goodbye, Nelius.
Goodbye.
Mary Poppins. Nelius must be so lonely. Could his father ever come to stay?
Anything can happen if you let it.
How long will you stay?
We'll see.
You won't leave us, will you, Mary Poppins?
I'll stay till the wind changes. Now come along.
Good night, Jane. Good night, Michael. Good night, Mary.
Good night, Beth. Jane and Michael want to say goodnight.
Tell them you've given me the message.
George, please.
Oh, Daddy, we've had a fantastic day. We sang with the busker, danced with a statue, and met Queen Victoria. You wouldn't have approved, but...
If you knew that, then why did you do it?
Daddy, could I have a kite? A proper one?
Could you fly it?
You could always teach me.
When would I have the time to do that?
Daddy, who was the father of Nelius?
Would you please let me get on? Good night.
Poor Michael. All he cares about is flying kites, and his beloved astronomy, of course.
I used to love astronomy at his age, until my nanny, Miss Andrews, soon beat it out of me.
I suppose we do need a nanny, George. Is it out of the question to do without one?
Don't be absurd. Of course we need a nanny. All the best people have nannies, so the wives can do charity work and entertain. Which reminds me, how's your tea party coming on?
I'm not sure. It seems so odd to send out invitations to people I hardly know.
But they're people you should know. Remember, by your friends shall you be judged.
But that's the point. They're not my friends. Actually, I heard today from Clemmy Bunting. She was rehearsing a new play at the moment. And
How many times must I tell you? I wish you to sever all connection with that part of your life.
George, I was an actress. Lots of people might find that interesting. You always talk as if I should be ashamed of it.
Well, it's not exactly something to be proud of. Winifred, dearest, I'm only thinking of you. I want people to admire you, to respect you.
I know, George, but sometimes it's hard.
It is not hard. It's your job to be Mrs. Banks.
And what's your job?
To pay for everything. What is it?
I was only going to kiss you.
Oh, all right. Are you going to speak to Mary Poppins about this afternoon?
I don't think so.
Very well. Just make sure she's doing things our way and not hers. If you can bend them, we need a nanny who is disciplined and stern. With boys and girls, you don't befriend them. I fear that Mary Poppins has a lot to learn.
Being Mrs. Banks should be an easy role, and yet it's one which I don't seem too good at on the whole. I have a comfy home, I have a simple life, I have a name which tells the world I'm someone else's wife. Being Mrs. Banks, what does that entail? Facing tests of character, I always seem to fail. And as for his best people, well, I'd like to say no thanks. They're not exactly my idea of being Mrs. Banks.
I still feel as
as if I'm dreaming.
So much fun in just one day. When Mary holds your hand, you feel so grand. Your heart starts beating like a big brass band.
I'm sure Nelius is beaming.
Let's hope she will stay.
Good night, Nelius.
Let's hope she
will stay.
Precision and order.
Winds do change, tides can turn, sink or swim, see what you learn. Me, I was told when I was small, just learn a trade, so I learned them all. Jim Jimany, Jim Jim Jeree.
Next day, I see.
Gotta keep the street ship shape, Admiral.
Hey, tell me, how are things aboard number 17? All plain sailing with Mary Poppins, I trust.
There's some rough weather on every voyage, Admiral.
Miss Locke, what those kids need is the touch of a cat and the night of a yacht arm.
What those children need, Admiral, is a touch of happiness. Willoughby. Mrs. Brill, don't make the sandwiches too early. They'll get stale before the guests arrive.
Everything's under control, ma'am.
What about the cake?
On the tray, waiting to be iced.
And you're quite sure you know how to ice it?
Quite sure. And in case you were worried, I have not been exchanged by the fairies for a complete nincompoop.
No.
No.
Well, I'll just go and check the drawing room.
Mrs. Brill, Mother wants you in the drawing room.
Well, she can't have me. I've got enough on my plate as it is.
She says you can tell Roberts and I what to do.
Did she now? Well, why don't I go have a smoke by the gasworks for good measure?
Mr. Brill, I would like to be helpful.
And I'd like to be rich, but the good Lord thought otherwise.
Honest, Miss Brill, I wouldn't mind.
All right, I will give you one task. And if you mess this up, I will swing for you and sing as they pull the lever.
What is it, Mr. Brill?
Well, I will need the icing tools next to the cake, and I will need a bowl of hot water to warm them. I will make the icing then as soon as I am back.
Icing tools, cake, hot water. I'll make the icing as soon as I get back.
Do you think you can manage that? Is that all? For you, yes. For me, no. Once I'm back, I've got the sandwiches to make because Madam wants them fresh, so I'll have to start them as soon as there's no time to finish them. I swear, a slave in ancient Rome was on a pleasure cruise compared to my life in this house.
Well, don't just stand there, Roberts and I.
Right. No.
What are you looking for?
A bowl for the water.
Michael, why don't we make the icing?
Because we don't know how.
Don't be so feeble. Get me the eggs. If Mrs. Brill can do it, it can't be that hard.
Are there eggs in icing?
There are in mine.
I don't think Mrs. Brill would thank you.
Then she'd be guilty of great ingratitude.
Is it supposed to look like that?
It doesn't look like that when Mrs. Brill does it.
Don't be impertinent and get me the cake.
Honest, Miss Jane, I was only trying to be helpful. If you would, ow! Oh, ow! 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 Ugh.
Miss Brill, go up and get... Oh, dear, what have you done? Roberts and I, should I call a doctor?
Oh, I don't think that'll be necessary, Mum.
How can you be so unkind when you know how important important my party is. You deserve some very nasty medicine. Just you wait till bedtime.
Oh, I don't think we shall wait till then, ma'am. Why don't you go up and get changed? We'll clear up now, won't we?
But we're not ill and you can't make us.
In that, as in so many things, your information is faulty. Open.
But it's strawberry ice.
Now you.
I'm not sure I like strawberry ice.
I'm not sure I care. Open.
Mine cordial.
Now let's get this cleaned up. Michael, I know you like to keep things neat. Jane.
I told you she was tricky.
Can't Robertson I do it when he wakes up? He is a servant.
With that attitude, you'll get through a lot of stuff before you're very old. Besides, in every job that must be done, there is an element of fun. You find the fun and snap, the job's a game. And every task you undertake becomes a piece of cake, a look of spring. It's very clear to see that a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down, the medicine go down, medicine go down. Just a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down in a most delightful way. Oh, my point exactly. The honeybees that fetch the nectar from the flowers to the comb never tire of ever buzzing to and fro, because they take a little nip from every flower that they sip, and hence they find their task is not a grind. For a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down, the medicine go down, medicine go down. Just a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down in a most delightful way. Cups on saucers, please. Spit spot. This is how you usually do it, Michael. Rum punch, my favorite.
Mary Poppins, you're a miracle worker. How did you get them to do it?
Just a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down.
The medicine
Go down, medicine
go down.
Just a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down in a most delightful way.
So, just a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down.
The medicine go down.
Medicine go down.
Just a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down in a most delightful way. Just a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down. The medicine go down. Medicine go down. Just a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down in the most delightful way. In the most delightful way. Come along, children. Let's move forward.
Excuse me, ma'am, but these came for you this morning, and Roberts and I forgot to give them to you. They're apologies, ma'am, from your guests. They're not coming. None of them.
Do you think we chose the wrong day?
No, ma'am. I think you chose the wrong people.
the most delightful way.
Mary Poppins, where are we going today?
I thought we could play our next game.
What game?
A visit to the bank.
That's not the game. Did Daddy agree?
If he did, you must have put the idea into his head somehow.
What's an impertinent thing to say? Me? Putting ideas into other people's heads? Really?
Hey, this stuff's really hard to get off.
Cogs in a wheel, opening a ledger, closing a deal, prudent investment, financial sense, a perfect ray of sunshine, pounds, shillings, and pence.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman.
Good morning. Great men have dreams of power and position, and it's our job to back them to the hilt. For shrewd investment and advice, they'll pay our price, the bedrock on which banks are built. Banks, a word. ICYG von Husler is coming again today. Have you made your decision?
I believe so, sir.
Good, good. Be sure it's the right one.
In every transaction, credit or debt, sheets of balance, targets are met.
Herr Banks, what objections can you have? My security is more than adequate, and Latin America is an expanding market. What is the matter? Have you no courage?
Mr. Von Husler, what I haven't been able to grasp is, what exactly is your final product?
What do you think? Money, of course.
Yes, money, but making money out of money, is that enough?
Are you man enough to be a banker? A man has dreams of building an empire, to make his name in many distant lands. And in the new world, I am told, we'll soon strike gold. Let's seize this chance with both of our hands.
Assessing the market, limit the risk. To room forever, business is risk.
Have you come to your decision, Mr. Banks? There's a town of good people whose future depends on you.
I know that.
Give us this chance. You won't regret it. The factory could be running in weeks and expanding before the year's out. Please, Mr. Banks, I give it everything I've got. Believe me.
I do believe you, Mr. Northbrook, and I've tried to find a way, but I just don't see the collateral.
What about my workforce? Decent men who want a better life. They're my collateral. My men have dreams to earn an honest living, a wife and kids, a home to call their own. If you'd invest in us today, it'd pave the way. I promise we'd repay the loan.
I'm sorry, Mr. Northbrook, but I just don't see...
Daddy?
What on earth are you doing here? Can't you see I'm busy?
No, we're done, and no man should be too busy for his own children. What are you here for, young man? Have you come for some money as well?
Hardly. What would they need money for?
Well, it's never too early to learn its worth.
I know the value of this. 6 pence.
No, that's its worth. Its value is how you spend it. Do good and may you have good luck.
And what do you say to Mr. Northbrook?
Thank you.
I'll wait outside.
What is the meaning of this? Mary Poppins, I am not without a sense of humor.
Aren't you, Daddy?
No, I am not. But when I was a little boy, I would have never dared interrupt my father.
Were you ever a little boy?
Of course I was. But my nanny, Miss Andrew, kept me out of my father's way, and he'd have been very annoyed if she hadn't.
What about your mother?
I shouldn't think I saw either of them more than once a week.
Didn't they mind?
Mind? They were glad to be rid of me. What's the matter?
Poor Daddy.
Poor Daddy? What do you mean, poor? That's what made me the man I am today, eh, Mary Poppins?
Yes, I'm afraid it did.
All right, that's enough. You've seen where I work, and I have a great deal to do.
Daddy, when you invest the bank's money, what are you looking for? A good man or a good idea?
I suppose I should say a good idea, but a good man is much rarer and much more valuable.
Come along, children.
Mr. von Husler, I've considered your arguments, but I'm afraid my answer is no.
So you don't recognize a good idea?
Perhaps not, but I recognize a good man when I see one.
You will regret this, Sir Banks.
A man with dreams that life hasn't broken. A man with hopes, ambitions to fulfill. A man you're certain, first glance, deserves a chance. Now, Mr. North, when exactly could the factory open?
Thank you, sir. You won't regret it.
Feed the birds, tuppence a bag, tuppence, tuppence, tuppence a bag.
Woman, don't point. And for your information, she's not in the least horrible.
But she's just a bundle of rags.
When will you learn to look past what you see?
Early each day to the steps of St. Paul's, the little old bird woman comes. In her own special way to the people she calls.
Come buy my bags full of crumbs. Come feed the little birds, show them you care, and you'll be glad if you do. Their young ones are hungry, their nests are so bare. All it takes is tuppence from you. Feed the birds, tuppence a bag, tuppence, tuppence, tuppence a bag.
Feed the birds, that's what she cries, while overhead her birds fill the skies. What are you doing?
I'm going to give her my sixpence.
What a waste.
That's a matter of opinion. Here, one bag, please. Save your sixpence.
All around the cathedral, the saints and apostles look down as she sells her wares. Although you can't see them, you know they are smiling each time someone shows that he cares. Though her words are simple and few, listen, listen, she's calling to you.
Feed the birds, tuppence a bag, tuppence, tuppence, tuppence a bag. All gone. Tuppence, tuppence, tuppence a bag.
You don't say. Well, here she comes now. You can tell her yourself.
Is it that Miss Lark's dog, Willoughby?
Don't adore when someone's barking. You were saying? Do you indeed? Well, she keeps wandering off. Perhaps it'd be better if you kept her on a lead. Oh, here she comes now.
Willoughby! It's all right. Mommy's here. You know, sometimes you almost think he could talk. Willoughby.
But can Willoughby really talk?
Of course he can. Getting him to stop is the problem.
How do you learn to talk dog?
How do you think? Master the grammar
Practice when you can.
and avoid mongrels.
Far too much slang.
Now come along. I can't stand here all day talking shop.
Talking shop? What a silly expression.
There's nothing silly about it in the least.
What do you buy at a talking shop?
Conversations, of course.
Well, I've never seen a talking shop.
Well, there's only one, and it belongs to Mrs. Corey.
Who's Mrs. Corey?
Who's Mrs. Corey? Mrs. Corey's older than anyone in the world. She talked to William before he went conquering, to Vlad before he went impaling, and to Alexander when he went so great.
We'll have to call it her shop in the park.
There's no shop in the park.
Remember, anything can happen if you let it. Good day to you, Mrs. Corey.
Well, if it isn't Mary Poppins with Jane and Michael Banks.
She knows us?
And how is poor little Georgie?
Who?
Georgie Banks, your father. He used to give his nanny the slip and come to my shop here in secret.
But it can't have been the same George Banks. That would have been 40 years ago, and no one can remember back that far.
Listen, dearie, I remember everything. I remember Georgie used to love my gingerbread. I wonder if we've got any left today. Annie, Fanny, look lively. Yes, Mother. There you are, gingerbread pieces with gingerbread stars. Georgie always saved his stars. Now, Mary Poppins, what can I do for you?
Well, I did want an ounce of conversations.
I'm afraid I'm out of conversations, and I'm right out of words, too. You see, I've had a lot of chatterboxes in here today. But let me see what I have left. Oh, I do have some letters. And a bit of back chat. An ounce, you say? That'll be 15 letters. Go on, take your pick.
Jane, you can choose 7.
I've got a D, G, R, U, C, L, and I.
They're no good. You can't make a conversation out of them.
Your turn, Michael. 7 more.
A, F, S, E, T, O, and P.
Oh! And I choose an X. Now, what words can we make?
I see dog and cat.
Rotoplex, that's 9.
Lapintoferis, that's 11. Nearly there.
Those don't count. You made them up.
And where do you think words came from in the first place? Somebody had to make them up.
You know, we can always use the same letter more than once. Now, let me see. Super, caliph, fragilistic, expialidocious.
That's a word.
Of course it's a word, and unless I'm very much mistaken, I think it's going to prove a rather useful one. When trying to express oneself, it's frankly quite absurd to leap through lengthy lexicons to find the perfect word. A little spontaneity keeps conversation keen. You need to find a way to say precisely what you mean. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Even though the sound of it is something quite atrocious, if you say it loud enough, you're very so precocious. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. It can mean exactly what you want it to. When Stone Age men were chatting, simply grunting would suffice.
Though if they heard this word, they might have used it once or twice.
I'm sure Egyptian pharaohs would have grasped it in a jiff. Then every single pyramid would bear this hieroglyph. Oh, supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Say it and what animals will not seem so ferocious.
Add some further flourishes, it's so rococo-cocious.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Diddle-diddle-diddle-diddle-I, 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 diddle-diddle-diddle-diddle-I.
The Druids could have carved it on their mighty monoliths.
The ancient Greeks, I'm certain, would have used it in their myths.
I'm sure the Roman Empire only entered the office because those Latin scholars never had a word like this. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. If you say it softly, the effect can be hypnosis.
Check your breath before you speak in case it's halitosis.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Diddle-diddle-diddle-diddle-I, 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 diddle-diddle-diddle-I. You know, you can always say it backwards, which is Suo-ictili, a pixilgar, Philocrepus.
She may be tricky, but she's really good.
So when the cat has got your tongue, there's no need for dismay. Just summon up this word and then you've got a lot to say.
Pick out those 18 consonants and 16 vowels as well, and put them in an order which is very hard to spell.
S-U-P-E-R C-A-L-I-F R-A-G-I-L I-S-T-I-C-X-P-I-A-L-I-D O-C-I-O-U-S
Smarty pants.
S-U-P-E-R C-A-L-I-F R-A-G-I-L I-S-T-I-C-E-X-P-I-A-L-I-D O-C-I-O-U-S S-U-P-E-R C-A-L-I-F R-A-G-I-L I-S-T-I-C-E-X-P-I-A-L-I-D O-C-I-O-U-S S-U-P-E-R C-A-L-I-F R-A-G-I-L I-S-T-I-C-E-X-P-I-A-L-I-D O-C-I-O-U-S.
Here we go!
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Even though the sound of it is something quite atrocious, if you say it loud enough, you'll always know it goes. Supercalifragilistic, 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 expialidocious. Supercalifragilistic, expialidocious.
The winds may blow, but who's to know exactly what they're bringing? Good news or bad, happy or sad, the pendulum keeps swinging.
Roberts and I, you are to stand back. This is a family heirloom.
Heirloom.
While I do this, I want you to say totally
Immobile.
Don't move a muscle.
Muscle.
Don't even breathe.
I might as well be dead.
Don't give me any ideas.
A game is played, a change is made, but still the road is long. And though they might yet fly a kite, sometimes the wind's too strong.
Ill?
No, should I be?
Of course not. Only why on earth are you home so early? Is everything all right?
No, everything's all wrong.
Me too, what is it?
If you must know, I refused some German chap a loan. It seems he went to our chief rivals. They gave him the money, and it's turned into a gold mine.
They can't expect you to get it right every time.
Can't they? That's exactly what they expect.
Oh, supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Even though the sound of it is something quite atrocious. If you say it loud enough.
That is more than loud enough.
But we were
Go to your rooms. I don't care what you adjust. Upstairs, now. Where's my briefcase? I put it here. Michael? Jane? Must I put up with this behavior? You're their mother. Do something about it.
Well, I can try not shouting for a start.
Mary Poppins, you are to teach our children manners. And just look at them. They're a pair of little savages. If I had my way, you'd be out of this house by...
George, we're tired. Mary Poppins, don't bring the children down tonight. Mr. Banks is quite exhausted. Perhaps you can keep them occupied?
I hope you haven't forgotten, ma'am. Tonight is my evening out.
What? Oh dear, I've forgotten. And I suppose the best people wouldn't ask you to change your plans.
No, ma'am, they wouldn't.
I thought not.
It's not fair. Daddy loses his temper and we get left on our own. Daddy's mean and rotten and I hate him.
Jane, take that back this instant. I will not have you criticize your father.
Why not? He criticizes you. Last week he said you were neither use nor ornament.
Sometimes people say things they don't mean. Take the children upstairs, please, Mary Poppins. George?
What is it now?
I thought you might like to talk about it.
What would be the point?
Perhaps I can help.
Don't be ridiculous.
George, I'm serious. If you have troubles, I'd like to share them.
Don't worry, you will. The fact is, I've been suspended without salary until they decide what to do.
Twists and turns, ups and downs. One moment smiles, next moment frowns. But bad-tempered faces had better change quick, 'cause if the wind changes, the face might just stick. Chim chimani chim chim chari chim charu.
It's not fair. You're going out and we get left on our own.
You've plenty of toys to play with.
I don't want to. They're boring.
They might just say the same about you.
Why does Daddy get so cross?
Fathers are supposed to look after the children, not yell at them all the time.
Perhaps, but have you ever thought to yourself, who takes care of the fathers when things go wrong?
The mothers, I suppose.
Not the children?
Wouldn't that be rather upside down?
Sometimes families are upside down, for a while anyway.
I don't want to be in an upside-down family. I wish I could run away.
Why don't you? Somebody might adopt you.
But you'd miss me.
No, I wouldn't. I could have your toys.
No, you could not.
Yes, I could, and I jolly well would.
Give it back. Now look what you've done.
That's no way to treat Valentine. What has she ever done to you?
She couldn't do anything. She's a doll, silly.
That's enough, you two. Now it's bed at once.
But we haven't had our milk.
There'll be no buts and no milk either. If you can't behave, you might as well be sorry.
I wish you'd just leave us alone.
Be careful of the things you wish for. Poor Valentine. Go inside and make yourself presentable.
Well, I won't go to sleep, and you can't make me.
In that, as in so many things,
Your information
is faulty. turn. Some children lose, some children learn. Treat the toys nicely and maybe they'll treat you the same. Playing the game. Are you feeling better, Valentine?
Much better, thank you.
Timbers are afraid, timbers are lost. Nobody stops to think of the cost.
But they tore my arm again.
Oh dear, children who lose their temper will lose everything else in the end.
They're not playing the game, not playing fair, not with the doll, not with the bear. Thrown on the floor and neglected, and they were to blame. Playing the game. Please tell them, Mary Poppins.
Why don't you tell them?
What's going on? What's happened to the toys? Make them go small and get back in their box.
Why? You've hurt them and called them names. Now it's their turn. Summon the toys. Now is the time to tell of your woes, to tell of their crime.
Crime!
Crime! Come on, come on. Enter the fray. They need to hear what you have to say.
Make them stop.
This way. Don't deserve fun. So why should we stay? They stamp and shout. Create such a fuss. They need to learn the value of
Well,
You think you know everything.
I couldn't agree more, Jane.
They're our toys, and we'll do what we like with them. So, there.
So there, indeed. Playing the game, having a ball. Those who won't play shan't play at all.
Will we meet again?
Maybe when they've learned to play the game. Is that you, Bert?
Up where the smoke is all billowed and curled, between pavement and stars is a chimney sweep's world, where there's oddly no day, nor oddly no night. There's things half in shadow and halfways in light. On the rooftops of London, Coo! What a sight!
Oh, so you're a sweep now, are you?
The best view in the world, eh? And who gets to see it? The birds, the stars, and the chimney sweeps. Nothing to beat it, eh? Now where's the ladder of life has been strung? You may thank us sweeps on the bottommost rung. Though I spends me time in the ashes and smoke, in this so wide world there's no happier bloke.
Chim chimney, chim chimney, chim chim cheree. A sweep is as lucky can be. Chim chimney, chim chimney, chim chim cheroo. Good luck will rub off when he shakes hands with you.
Or blow me a kiss,
But
and that's lucky too. Oh, you're going then?
the wind has changed.
But they're good kids, Mary.
Would I be bothering with them if they weren't? But I can't help them if they won't let me. And no one is so hard to teach as the child who knows everything.
So?
So, they've got to do the next bit on their own. Chim chimney, chim chimney, chim chim cheree. When you're with a sweep, you're in glad company. Goodbye, Bert.
Chim, 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 cheree. When you're with a sweep, you're in glad company. Nowhere is there a more happier crew than them's what sings chim, chim, cheree, chim, cheroo. Chim, chimney, chim, chim, cheree, chim,
Cheerio,
chim.
Bert. Keep an eye on them for me.
She can't have left us.
Oh, yes, she can. And she's taken all of our toys.
What does the note say?
What on earth are you two doing out here? Where is Mary Poppins?
She's gone.
Gone? Well, doesn't that take the blooming biscuit?
Mrs. Brill, what does au revoir mean?
Why?
Because that's what she's written in the note. Dear Jane and Michael, keep playing the games. Au revoir, Mary Poppins.
Well, I know that it's French. Does it mean good luck? Or God bless? I remember. It means till we meet again. Now come inside before you catch your death of cold.
Morning, Admiral.
Ah, lovely weather.
Mrs. Brill, is the nursery tidy?
As tidy as I can make it, ma'am.
If you knew how hard it was to track her down.
Really, ma'am? Fancy that. They go through nannies for a flipping pastime. Now when one returns, they make this fearful fuss. Never liked her much when she was here the last time. At least she makes life easier for both of us.
Caitlin, you could go out.
Isn't it?
Well, I don't know who else.
Why is it such a secret? Do you think that she's returned to get things back the way they were?
The note said, till we meet again.
I just know it must be her.
Oh, goodness, she'll be here any moment. Now, where is George? George, dear, you're going to be surprised.
Winifred, you know very well I hate surprises at the best of times.
Not this one. Oh, George, I do believe you're going to be proud of me for once. Precision and order, it's perfectly true. Can really make a difference. I found her for you. Clear thinking, sound judgment, and now we'll regain a home you can be proud of in Cherry Tree Lane. Hurry up, everyone. Into the hall. I want her to find everything. Spit, spot, spick, and span.
Spick and span. Our sense of excitement is hard to contain.
Order is returning.
Wonder is returning. Someone is returning to Cherry Tree Lane.
Good morning.
The Holy Terror!
Dear Miss Andrew. Dear Miss Andrew, it is so lovely to meet you at last. I do hope you had a good journey.
It was thoroughly unpleasant. I never enjoyed travel. You must be poor George's wife. Your flower beds are disgracefully untidy. Take my advice. Plant evergreens. Or better still, have nothing there at all, just a plain cement courtyard.
But, dear Miss Andrew, I am so fond of flowers.
Then you are a very silly woman. Where did George go?
I'm afraid he had an urgent appointment.
For which no doubt he was late for as usual. It's not much of a place, is it?
We like it.
Then it doesn't take a lot to keep you happy. Look at the dust. There. And there.
We're
Filth.
rather short-staffed at the moment.
Hasn't anyone ever cleaned those curtains?
Now, just a minute.
Ah, you must be the children. Pity. I don't suppose you know who I am.
Yes, we do. You're the Holy Terror.
Impudent boy! And you're Jane, I suppose. Why aren't you wearing stockings?
Because I don't like them.
Tut! What manners? I can see there's not a minute to lose. These children have been spoiled. I've arrived here just in time. By chance, I've brought the punishment that best befits the crime. Brimstone and treacle and cod liver oil, liberal doses of each. These are the treats from which children recoil, the lessons I'm going to teach. Just follow my model and don't mollycoddle. It may lead the irksome to act. So seek satisfaction from punitive action. Brimstone and treacle will work. Open.
Does it taste as bad as it
Where?
smells? Do I have to?
Open. Brimstone and treacle and carbolic soda. These are the tools of my trade. With spoonful of sugar, you don't have a hope of seeing that changes are made. Where manners are chronic, my teacher's the tonic that's certain to wipe off a smirk. So pour out the ration in matronly fashion. Brimstone and treacle will work. Your son will go to boarding school at once. And as for the girl, I shall take charge of her myself. I won't stand for whining or whinging or whimpering, crying or lying or sobbing or simpering. I fear it's clear that in these two such bad habits lurk. First the wretched to the throttle, then on the bottle. Brimstone and treacle will work. Now show me my room. Brimstone and treacle will work.
She can't stay. They will have to dismiss her. You know, I never thought I'd say it, but I'm disappointed, really. I thought it was going to be her, you know, with the umbrella.
What are we going to do? The only thing we can do. Run away.
Easy now. Your old friend ain't gonna hurt you.
Oh, Bert, it's you.
You're filthy.
Perhaps a smudge or two. It so happens today I'm a chimney sweep. Now, what's the matter? And who's after you?
The nastiest nanny in the world.
The nastiest nanny in the world, eh? Well, you two should know. You've been through enough of them. Is she really as bad as all that?
She looks like something that would eat its young.
Miss Andrew was Daddy's nanny.
Which explains a lot.
Poor Daddy. Ever since he stopped working, all he does is sit and mope, and Mary Poppins used to say he needed our help. But now it's too late.
Oh, I wouldn't say that. Tell you what, why don't we start things off with a bit of shake for good luck?
Why would shaking hands with you bring us luck?
Didn't anyone ever tell you it's lucky to shake a sweep's hand?
But what do you do if you want some luck?
Oh, well, I shake hands with myself. Now, what have we got here?
Michael, look! It's a real one! What's the matter? You've always wanted to fly a proper kite.
I've always wanted to fly one with Daddy.
Of course you have. But you need to know how it's done. Get some training in, and you'll make him the proudest father in the country.
Do you really think so? You're not just saying that?
Did I say the country? No blooming empire, more like. Tuppence for paper and strings. You can have your own set of wings. With your with your strips holding tight to the string of your kite. Oh, 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 let's go fly a kite up to the highest height. Let's go fly a kite and send it soaring up to the atmosphere, up where the air is clear. Oh, let's go fly a kite.
Try again.
Try again.
What's this? What's this? We don't allow litter here.
It isn't litter, it's a kite.
A kite, is it? My word, it is. I haven't flown one of these since I was a boy. Now we'll wind her up, give her a run, and away she'll go.
But I want to do it.
But you'll let me help, won't you? Seeing as I haven't done it since I was a boy.
Oh, all right.
When you send it flying up there, all at once you're lighter than air. You can dance on the breeze over houses and trees with your fist holding tight to the string of your kite. Oh, 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 let's go fly a kite up to the highest height. Let's go fly a kite and send it soaring up to the atmosphere, up where the air is clear. Oh, let's go fly a kite. Reel it in.
I can't, it's stuck.
I'll help.
Let me.
You can do it. Pull one more time.
Don't squeeze, I'm not a sardine in a tin. And where are your coats?
We didn't have time to put them on.
And why not, may I ask?
Because we've run away.
Have you indeed?
It's been so awful since you went away, and now Miss Andrews come in Daddy's room, and we never helped him like you wanted
Oh my, but your life is a tragedy. Now come along, and don't dawdle.
But she's there. She came this morning as a surprise for Daddy.
Did she? Well, maybe I'll be a surprise for her. That was a lovely greeting, Bert.
I meant it, Mary. Welcome. You're a sight for sore eyes.
You really are. Oh, welcome back, Mary Poppins.
I told you they were good kids, Mary.
And I told you they were worth bothering with.
Now, see here. It's against the regulations, it is, coming down from the sky like that. And where from, I'd like to know, eh? Where from?
If I were a park keeper, I should straighten my cap and button my coat. Now come along, children.
Aren't you going to shake hands with Bert for good luck?
No,
Why not? We have.
I don't need any luck, thank you.
Winds may shatter, but memories stay. The things that really matter I lost on the way. The master, the sovereign, and long may he reign. The famous good for nothing of Cherry Tree Lane.
They've had enough practice.
But this time they're not being naughty. I'm afraid I've made them unhappy. I'm afraid I've made everyone happy.
They'll turn up, don't you worry.
George, dear, I know it hurts your pride, dear. But you can't just run and hide, dear. Why can't you see that I am here and I am on your side? Whenever you spoke of Miss Andrew, you showered the woman with praise. But now that I've met dear Miss Andrew, there are one or two things I'd rephrase. To think you were raised with that monster and carried that burden through life. If only you had seen that you could share it with your wife. Being Mrs. Banks, it's easy to forget the way I felt that summer's day, the day that we first met. Being Mrs. Banks, being kissed by you, a man of dreams who made me feel that wishes could come true. And now, although you're lost, it's time that we closed ranks. I'll fight for the man who needs freeing, for the real you who no one is seeing, and you'll find a way of just being Mr.
Perhaps she's killed everyone. Perhaps they're all dead.
No, it's like that, you stupid boy!
Well, they're not all dead. What's that noise?
It's a birth. I might have known. Did she? Well, frankly, that's quite a surprise. Locked in this cage and not free in the skies for 2 years. How shameful. Yes, of course, as a field I know her. An hour no longer, your wings will grow stronger. Once you are free from this cell.
What kind of bird is it?
A lark. You are seen a lark in a cage for the first time and the last. My pleasure. Oh, don't mention it.
Downstairs to fetch Caruso. My luck. You stay there and clean the grate again. So, you've decided to come crawling back, have you? Well, I think we know what's needed now. Brimstone and treacle, my favorite liquor that will make runaways stop. Impudent children respond so much quicker when forced to drink every last drop.
Is this what you're looking for?
Who are you?
I'm Mary Poppins.
Mary Poppins, but you left without notice.
And I've come back without notice.
I see. And what do you expect me to do?
Puck.
Puck! You insolent young person! How dare you speak to me in this way? Silly little girl with your newfangled methods. I bring up children so they know their place. Standing for tradition, I govern by charges.
Mishandled charges blow up in your face.
I brought up their father.
Well, that I don't doubt. You must be so proud of the way he turned out.
A shining example, a pillar,
A post. They all have their problems, but him more than most.
Caruso! Where is my luck? Caruso! You let my little luck out of his cage. Now you will bear the full brunt of my rage. Brimstone and treacle for you. Brimstone and treacle
Just a
for you.
spoonful of sugar.
Brimstone and treacle
Just a
for you.
spoonful of sugar.
Brimstone and treacle
Just a
for you.
spoonful of sugar. Oh, oh, I recognize fully that you are a bully who used cruelties as a tool. Well, now here's a catch because you bet your match. Brimstone and treacle. Brimstone and
Poppins, wherever did you come from?
She came from Michael.
Michael! Jane! Oh, thank heaven! Only it was very naughty of you to go running away like that, and I should be angry as anything if I weren't so pleased to see you. Where's Miss Andrew?
She's gone.
Gone? Why?
She didn't give a reason, Mum.
So, Mary Poppins, if you're back, are you going to stay?
I'll stay as long as necessary, Mum.
Because last time you were here, you left without notice. How do I know you won't do that again?
You don't.
Oh.
Excuse me, ma'am. I've brought the constable.
Constable, thank you so much. I'm sorry for bothering you, but they're home and...
Not all of them, ma'am.
What?
We found this one wandering in the park. Good night, ma'am.
George?
Where is she?
Miss Andrew? She left.
Left? But how?
She might have thought we were rude.
Rude? To Miss Andrew? Well, I can't forgive you, but I'll try to forget. In fact, I'd have given you 6 pence if I had one.
George, you haven't noticed Mary Poppins is back?
Mary Poppins, well, she is. I wonder if I might have a word? There's no point in beating about the bush since you left us. Things haven't gone well since you left us, and
About my wages, sir. If you don't mind, I won't take any just now.
But Mary Poppins, if you only knew how many payments we're accruing as it is.
Is everything settled?
I believe so. Come along, Jane and Michael, Spitspot. Are the trains playing up, or is Mrs. Brill cooking again?
Come along, darling. You've made a mistake, but how bad is that? After so many years of good service, what's the worst that can happen?
Winifred, if I'm to be dismissed by the bank, we'll be destitute. The servants will leave, the house will be repossessed, and we'll be sitting on the frosty curbside with the children.
We'll still have what really matters. The children and each other.
I guarantee.
Practically perfect. We hope you'll say.
Let's wait and see.
Uncanny nannies are hard to find.
Unique yet meek, unspeakably kind.
You're practically perfect.
And yet I'm sure there's room for improvement. A few weeks more.
Is that locket new?
And if it is,
What's inside it?
a portrait?
Whose?
You'll know when the time comes and not a moment before.
You'll stay with us this time, won't you, Mary Poppins?
I'll stay till the chain breaks.
What chain? Where?
Michael, be careful. The room's a little excited to see me, and you never know what could happen by a fireplace.
Mary Poppins! Mary Poppins, what's happening? Hello there.
Bart, what are you doing up here?
And where else should a chimney sweep be? A chimney swept, a secret kept up here above the gables. Another world to be unfurled, it ain't just myths and fables. A chimney stack looks cold and black against a twilight sky. But never fear, there's warmth up here, perhaps you'll find out why.
What do I look like? That's better.
The world is awfully big, isn't it?
And what does that tell you?
That we are awfully small and unimportant?
Oh, speak for yourself.
Not us so much, but our troubles. They seem so big down in the nursery, but up here...
That's more like it. Troubles are never so bad when you look at them from a little higher up. And always remember, there's plenty of folk ready to help you, should you need them.
Who?
Chim chimney, chim chimney, chim chim cheree. Now guardian angels you don't often see. They're not highfalutin, not grand nor aloof. Nah, they're covered in soot and they're up on your roof.
Chim chimney, chim chim cheree.
See, it's true.
Brush away the dirt and soot.
Brush away the tears.
Come on, that are swept away. Hang around for years.
In all weathers up or out, we can see for miles. Our ideal of heaven is a night out on the top. We may look a motley crew, smudged with touring crime, but when you need a helping hand, we try to step in, try to step in just in time. We will step in time. We will step in time. Never need a reason, never need a rhyme. We We'll step in time. Over the rooftop, step in time. Over the rooftop, step in time. Never need a reason, never need a rhyme. Over the rooftop, step in time. Watch your step by step in time. Watch your step by step in time. Never need a reason, never need a rhyme. Watch me step by step in time. Kick your knees up, step in time. Kick your knees up, step in time. Never need a reason, never need a rhyme. Kick your knees up, step in time.
Childhood is a step in time, parenthood's the same. Never miss a chance to get it wrong.
Don't seem the perfect crime, don't seem a shame when the steps aren't going as smoothly as they might. Catch me step, step, step in time. Catch me step, step in time. Never need a reason, never need a rhyme. Catch me step, step, step in time. Your elbow step in time. Never need a reason, never need a rhyme. Make your elbow step in time. Make your elbow step in time. Step in time, step, step in time.
Just remember when you're low, feeling in the warmth.
Someone's up your chimney.
And it isn't Santa Claus.
If you need us, if you don't, doesn't make much odds. We'll be watching over you. Brushes, bruises, brushes, brooms.
And rods.
Over the rooftops. Over the rooftops. Over the rooftops. Over the rooftops. Over the rooftops, step in time. Over the rooftops, step in time. Never need a reason, never need a rhyme.
Over the rooftop, step in time.
Think your elbow, step in time. Think your elbow, step in time. Never need a reason, never need a rhyme. Think your elbow, step in time. Kick your knees up, step in time. Kick your knees up, step in time. Never need a reason, never need a rhyme. Kick your knees up, step in time. Step in time. Step in time.
Never need a reason, never need a rhyme. Never need a reason, never need a rhyme.
If you kick your knees up, kick your knees up, kick your knees up, kick your knees up. Step, 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 step. Never need a reason, step in time.
gonna do? Shout it louder!
Step in time!
Step, step,
Step, step,
step, step, step, step, step. Down the chimney!
down the chimney, step in time. Down the chimney, step in time. Never need a reason, never need a rhyme. Down the chimney, step in
Back to the
time.
nursery!
Nursery, step in time. Back to the nursery, step in time. Never need a reason, never need a rhyme. Back to the nursery, step in time.
Special delivery,
Step in time. Special delivery, step in time. Never need a reason, never need a rhyme. Special delivery, step in time.
time to go now. Good night, Governor.
Good night, Governor, step in time. Good night, Governor, step in time. Never need a reason, never need a rhyme. Good night, Governor, step in time. Cheerio, Governor.
Whoa, 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 hold it right there. Upstairs, now, Jane, you too. Mary Poppins, would you be so good enough to explain?
First of all, I want to make one thing clear.
Yes?
I never explain anything. Come along, children.
It's happened. The chairman wants to see me at the close of business tonight.
Tonight? Well, I'm going to come with you and jolly well give your chairman a piece of my mind.
I'm afraid that would make matters worse. We might as well face it. In a few hours, I will have joined the ranks of the unemployed.
George, are you quite sure?
Quite sure. We'd better make some plans. In fact, I'm afraid the time has come.
Do you mean your mother's vase? Won't you miss it terribly?
Needs must, my dear. We were always saying we were saving it for a rainy day. Tomorrow it looks set to pour.
George, do be careful. Mrs. Brill, let's go to the kitchen, shall we? You'd better sit down.
Mrs. Brill, is that dinner cooking?
Don't get me started. I've already opened the windows.
I was only going to say that it smells delicious.
The whole world's gone upside down.
Well, I never. So that's where I put them.
What are they?
Stars. Gingerbread stars I hid once for my nanny. I always hid them someplace no one would find them. Trouble was, I couldn't find them either.
They're very bright.
Aren't they? Even after all this time.
Here, let me give you a hand.
I used to dream that when I grow up, I'd learn everything there was to know about stars. Funny, I haven't thought about that in all this time. I'm not usually sentimental.
It's good to look back sometimes.
Is it? I'm not so sure. A man with dreams of walking with giants to carve his niche in the edifice of time before the mortar of his zeal has the chance to congeal. The cup is dashed from his lips, the flame is snuffed to burning. He's brought to rack and ruin in his prime.
Life's a rum go, Governor.
You know what I think? It's Mary Poppins. Ever since she stepped into our house, things began to happen to me. My world was calm, well-ordered, exemplary. Then came this person with chaos in her wake. And now my life's ambitions go with one fell blow. It's quite a bitter pill to take. It is that Poppins woman. She's responsible for all this.
I know the very person. What's that thing she's always saying? A spoonful of sugar, that is all it takes. It changes bread and water into tea and cakes. A spoonful of sugar goes a long, long way. So have yourself a healthy helping every day.
A healthy helping of trouble, if you ask me.
Like you say, Governor. You've got to grind, grind, grind at that grindstone. Though childhood slips like sand through a sieve. And though too soon they've up and grown, and then they flow. And it's too late for you to give just that spoonful of sugar to help the medicine go down. The medicine go down. Medicine go down. Well, good luck, Governor.
Thank you, Bert. Good luck to you, too.
Father,
What is it?
we've come to say goodnight.
Ah, yes. Good night.
Daddy, do you remember when we came to the bank?
Yes.
We were each given a sixpence and told to spend them carefully.
Excellent advice. That's exactly what you should do. What did you buy with them?
Nothing yet. We've kept them and decided to give them to you.
I suppose Mary Poppins put you up to this?
Nope, she hasn't said a word. But we know things have been rough lately and we haven't been much help.
So we thought a bit of cash might loosen things up a bit.
It is a whole shilling.
Thank you.
We do love you, you know, Daddy.
Jane, do you remember when you asked me who Neleus' father was? It was Poseidon, king of the sea. Good night.
Mommy, Daddy's really worried, isn't he?
Yes, he is. But always remember that he loves you very much. That's more important than any jobs or houses or anything else.
Are you going to the bank with him?
I wish he'd let me, but he won't. If only there was someone to stand up for him, to show them what he's really like inside.
Why can't he do that for himself?
Because he's a man, and a very proud one.
Then you must go.
I'd like to go, but I'm afraid that just isn't possible.
Why?
Because I'm a woman.
Mary Poppins says that anything is possible if we can only get out of our own way.
Do you really believe that, Mary Poppins?
Anything can happen if you let it. Sometimes things are difficult, but you can bet it doesn't have to be so. Changes can be made.
You can move a mountain if you use a larger spade.
Anything can happen, it's a marvel.
You can be a butterfly
Or just stay lawful.
Stretch your mind beyond fantastic. Dreams are made of strong elastic.
Found advice and don't forget it. Anything can happen if you let it.
I wonder. Anything can happen if you let it. You won't know a challenge until you've met it.
No one does it for you.
No one but yourself. Vacillating violets get left up on the shelf. Anything can happen, just imagine.
That should be my epitaph. I wear the badge in honor of this world's great thinkers.
Those who see beyond their blinkers.
Jelly isn't jelly till you set it.
Anything can happen if you let it.
If you reach for the stars, all you get are the stars. But we found a whole new spin. If you reach for the heavens, you get the stars thrown in.
I would take it as a great favor if you would kindly feed them for me.
Tuppence, tuppence, tuppence a bag.
Paying 1 cent, risking our investments, hedging our bets.
Mr. Banks is here.
Come in, Banks.
Trading in futures, jobs on the line.
Well, Banks, how did it happen? You turned down a deal that was bound to make us millions, and we want to know why.
Then I'll tell you. I refused Mr. von Husser because the scheme was hollow. It had no product, it had no substance, it had no meaning outside the walls of a bank. Oh yes, he told me about assets and profits and growth, but never once did he mention people. I know that if any real man puts any value on life, then to you, he's a washout. But I'm afraid I do value it, my colleagues. In short, George Banks Esquire has rediscovered the human race. I do apologize for ruining the bank, but I am not sorry for knowing that there are more important things in life than making money.
Ruining the bank? Ruining the bank? Bad. Haven't you heard? You saved our bacon. Von Husser's scheme ruined our rival. You saved us from the nastiest scandal since records began. We don't want your apologies. We're offering ours.
Oh, my word.
And another thing, do you remember that loan that you offered Mr. Northbrook? Well, he's repaying it in opening 2 new factories with the percentage that you negotiated. We're set to make a fortune.
Oh, my word.
Well, that's just it. Can you tell us the word? Just tell us how you did it. It's safe with us.
Give you the word? Give you the word? I'll give you the word, all right. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Even though the sound of it is something quite atrocious, if you say it loud enough, you'll always sound precocious. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Oh, sir, thank you.
Not Banks.
It's not his fault. It's all because of his nanny, Miss Andrew.
Oh, the Holy Terror! She taught me everything I know.
Well, now's your time to forget it.
That's right. And if you like to talk about it, you've come to the right woman.
Hold on, darling. I haven't lost them money at all. I've made the bank a fortune.
Really?
Colleagues, ma'am, we still have some business to conduct. Banks, George, as way of recompense, we'd like to offer you the promotion of senior manager with your salary at double.
Exactly how much has he made for you?
Triple. Quadruple at your present rate.
Close your mouth, George. We are not a codfish.
Well,
I accept. But one thing. From now on, my family comes first.
Agreed?
Agreed.
Winifred, I'm afraid I've underestimated you. How can you forgive me?
How can you ask?
Well, it was wrong of me to keep you off the stage. You'll want to go back, and I won't mind if you do.
No, I loved it. But I found a role that I'd much rather prefer, and it's going to keep me extremely busy for a long time.
Anything can happen, raise the curtain. Things you thought impossible will soon seem certain. Though at first it may sound clownish, see the world more upside downish. Turn it on its head and pirouette it.
Anything can happen if you let it.
If you reach for the stars, all you get are the stars. But we found a whole new spin. If you reach for the heavens, you get the stars thrown in.
They're the stars. I want the constellations too.
Do you indeed? I wonder you don't ask for the moon as well.
If you reach for the stars, all you get are the stars. But we found a whole new spin. If you reach for the heavens, you get the stars thrown in. Anything can happen if you let it. Life is out there waiting, so go and get it. Grab it by the collar, seize it by the scruff. Once you've started living life, you just can't get enough. Anything can happen, it's official. You can choose the super or the superficial. Sally forth the way we're steering. Obstacles start disappearing. Go and chase your dreams, you won't regret it. Anything can happen. Anything can happen. Anything can happen if you let it.
Mary Poppins, Neleus and Poseidon will live happily ever after, won't they?
Of course.
That was the best yet. To be up in the heavens. Do you think we'll ever go back?
Yes, someday.
Really? Will it be soon?
No, not for a very long time. You can always keep an eye on the stars until you return. Here.
But it's your telescope.
So it is. Keep it if you like. It's a present.
Thank you.
Now run along in. It's getting cold.
I love you, Mary Poppins.
You're a fine boy, Michael Banks. And someday you'll grow up to be a fine man.
Oh, it makes me so anxious when you talk like that.
Like what?
Oh, gentle and kind and not a bit like you. Be cross, Mary Poppins. Do be cross again.
Is that all the things I get for all the trouble I've taken?
That's better.
That's dainty, Bet.
They're yours, Mary. I painted them. For you. It's tonight, isn't it?
Yes, Bet.
Well, goodbye then, Mary.
Goodbye, Bet. Look after yourself. With every job that is complete, there is a sense of bittersweet. That moment when you know the task is done. Though in your heart you like to stay, to help things on their way. You've always known they must do it alone. There, practically perfect, and I hope it remains so.
What's happened? Something's changed.
Look, it's Mary Poppins' locket. Oh, the chain's broken.
Don't you remember? I'll stay till the chain breaks.
There's a note. Dear Jane and Michael, Michael had the telescope, so this is for you. Look, it's a picture of the three of us.
She signed it, from Mary Poppins, with a great deal of love.
Mary Poppins, She's gone. Gone? How peculiar.
She'll be back. Now what do you think of this?
It's the best I've ever seen.
Could we fly together?
Oh, Daddy.
Mary Poppins won't be coming back. My dear, how could you possibly know such a thing?
Because we don't need her. Not anymore. And other families will. Won't they, Daddy?
They will.
Maybe she's right, George, and we really could do without a nanny from now on. What do you think?
I think you'd better come and dance with me.
George, this is serious?
Look, a shooting star.
You can use my telescope.
I was right. Wish on it, children. My dearest love.
We'll never forget you, Mary Poppins.
We'll never forget.